But yeah, feel free to test out the alerts if you guys want. Alright, so I remember we got the antique key. Also, I did learn last night that the puzzle that I was thinking about is closer towards like the end of the game when we have to basically like re-go back through a lot of the areas. Alright, and I do have the red liquid. Which is important because we need that liquid for getting the good, or at least getting the plus in the ending. Because there's a good and a bad, and then there's a plus for like just saving Sybil, I guess. Alright, so where's the antique shop? Is it over on this side of the town, or is it on a different side of the town? Also, I know I'm not extremely late, but I am a little bit sorry for starting stream later than usual. I was having problems with Streamlabs. I guess Streamlabs wasn't able to connect to, like, my Twitch account or some shit like that. But I guess the fix was as easy as literally just, like, logging out and then logging back into my Twitch account on Streamlabs. So I don't know if, like, the affiliates messed with, like, my, my streamer code or some, like, my streamer settings or something like that. Actually, you know what? We haven't explored much of this town. I have a feeling I'm not actually supposed to go back. You know, kind of crazy how I can literally just not play this for a couple hours and just kind of forget, like, everything. Also, some more good news, at least for me anyways. I finally got my Xbox Series X in today. So I got my new Xbox all hooked up. I got Game Pass and everything already on there. So I have, like, access to a ton of different games that we can play and stuff eventually. I don't really know if I've talked about it on stream. I'm sure that I have, because I tend to find myself repeating the same things oftentimes. But I've been wanting a Xbox for a while now. I've always been kind of a Sony guy through and through. I've always started off with, like, a Sony console, or just always, like, had a Sony console. But just recently, a lot more of my friends have Xboxes. A lot of, like, people are starting to just completely move over to, like, Xbox, like, companies and stuff. Like how there's rumors that, just rumors about, like, Microsoft, like, the next Elder Scrolls game only coming out for, like, PC and, Xbox, just because, like, Sony just constantly kind of just bending them over and telling them no to a lot of stuff, like mods and things like that. Because I believe Sony doesn't really allow anything like third-party on their systems at all. Also, I really can't remember where this antique shop is supposed to be. I feel like I found it by pure luck last time. The tag key with a shop name on it that Dahlia left at the hospital. Green Lion. I don't think there's anything called Green Lion. And obviously it doesn't help that everything is so blurry that it's impossible to see what the other store names are. So like oftentimes you just have to look at the red and purple ones to know which ones you can kind of enter and which ones you can't. I'm thinking it might be next to the Silent Hill Town Center, though. Otherwise, I am thinking it might just be back across the bridge. But yeah, first day slash like first stream as an affiliate. Oh, now it tells me the antique shop's up here, or has it always been there? Obviously, I'm very excited to be at affiliates now. It has taken me a very long, excruciating, like, 4 years to reach affiliates. And a lot of that was just mainly because where I lived before, the Wi-Fi there was just unbearable. Like, everything was pretty much just, couldn't get past, like, kilobytes and stuff like that. So, pretty much just because of, like, bad living situation for the time, I wasn't able to, like, stream at all. Which really, like, kind of took the winds out of my sails a bit. Wasn't able to stream at all. A lot of the audience that I did build up was probably just, like, completely gone. And so it was pretty much
What's
like
this?
coming back and having to restart all over again.
Harry!
Sybil?
I'm glad you're okay. I shouldn't have left you. Things are worse than I thought. It's nuts.
What are you doing here? I thought you left town.
I saw you go in here, so I followed you. I couldn't get out. All the roads out of town are blocked. Cars have completely stopped running. The phones and radios are still out too.
What about my daughter? Did you see her?
I did see a girl.
Was it Cheryl?
I only caught a glimpse of her through the fog. I went after her, but she vanished. I don't know about your daughter, but...
And you just let her go? Where was it?
On Bachman Road. She was heading towards the lake. Now don't get excited. It wasn't like she ran off exactly. There was no place for her to go. The road has been obliterated.
What? So then Cheryl...
It was like she was walking on thin air. What about you? Anything?
Yeah, I met this bizarre woman. Her name's Dahlia Gillespie. Do you know her?
Dahlia Gillespie. No. And?
She said something about the town being devoured by darkness. Gibberish like that. Any idea what it means?
Darkness devouring the town. Must be on drugs. They sell them to the tourists. The Force still can't figure out who's behind it. None of our leads have panned out, and the investigation is stalled.
What could drug trafficking have to do with all this?
I really don't know. But maybe that's the darkness she was talking about. That's all I can think of. What's this?
Just discovered it. Maybe there's something back there.
Let's have a look.
Wait. We don't know what's back there. I'd better check it out first.
I'm a cop. I should go.
No, I'm going.
All right. I'll cover you from here. Be careful. If anything looks fishy, get back here on the double.
Okay. Sybil,
Yeah?
do you know anything about... well, like some other world? It's like some kind of bad dream.
I forgot how long this cutscene was.
What are you talking about?
I'm not quite sure. I try to make sense of it, but then my mind goes blank. Everything's dark there, and I hear sirens in the distance. I met this nurse, Lisa. It's like I was there, but not really. It's all a blur, like some kind of hallucination, you know?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Harry.
Oh. I was just wondering. Never mind.
Harry. You're tired.
Harry, you're not doing drugs too, are you?
Yeah, maybe.
I like that that's her go-to response, too, for that. Man, there's a lot of wacky and crazy shit happening in town right now. Yeah, I met this girl named Dahlia Gillespie who told me that the town was going to be consumed by darkness. You know, like the only other person you've really seen
What's this?
besides, like, Sybil. And
Some
Sybil's just
kind
like,
of altar.
oh, fucking weirdo, must be
Never
drugs.
seen anything like this before. Maybe this is the other church. What the?
Like, Sybil just kind of sounds like a nutcase, like my mom.
Harry? Are you okay? Harry?
Because as much as I love my mom, she is a fucking nutcase.
Harry?
My mom is unironically one of those people where, like, if someone gets sick in the slightest, she's just like, oh man, the reason they're sick is because they're COVID vaccinated, aren't they? Man, I've been hearing a lot about how that vaccine does weird things to
Harry.
people. I know this
Lisa.
friend who got the COVID
Then I'm
vaccine,
in the
and
hospital?
then they got COVID like a month later.
You were having a bad dream.
Or I know this guy that got vaccinated,
Was
and now
he?
he's got a third nutsack. That's
Hey,
the kind of like
you
weird
don't
ass
look too
conspiracies that my mom
Are
says.
you okay?
I'm fine. Nothing you need to worry about.
Well, if you're sure. Lisa, do you know a woman named Dahlia Gillespie?
Oh yeah, that crazy Gillespie lady. She's kind of famous around here. She never sees anybody, so
God,
don't
I feel
know
the
that
name
much
Dahlia
about her.
Gillespie is the most said thing in this game.
But I heard her kid died in a fire.
More
and
than any other
supposedly she's
word,
been
more than
crazy
the.
ever since.
Well, she says the town is being devoured by the darkness.
Okay, maybe not the, because they just say it twice in that
Any
sentence.
idea what she's talking about?
The town devoured by the darkness.
It's definitely got to be the second most thing,
Yes,
said thing
I
in
think
this.
I do. Before this place was turned into a resort, the townspeople here were on the quiet side. Everybody followed some kind of queer religion.
Yo, Lisa, you can't
Weird
say that.
occult stuff. Black magic, that kind of thing.
What even is a queer religion?
As young people moved away, the people
They
figured
worship
they'd been
dick.
summoned by the gods. Evidently, things like that used to happen around here all the time. Before the resort, there really wasn't anything else out here.
I went in their church one time and they had marble
Everyone was
cock
so
and ball
flipped
statues
out.
all around.
Gotta blame it on something. Then a lot of new people came in and everybody clammed up about it.
A cult.
Last time I heard anything about it was, gosh, years ago. When several people connected with developing the town died in accidents. People said it was a curse.
Connecting with developing the
I'm
town.
sorry. I'm rambling. I'll shut up.
Was that another dream?
I'm actually getting my cock stomped in Destiny.
Did I pass out again?
Are you doing a crucible? I don't want to think so, but maybe this is all going on in my head. I like to think that I'm pretty good at first-person shooters. When I was a teenager, like, I would play Call of Duty, and I would have like my typical match was like 30 kills, like 5 to 10 deaths or something. So, like, I wasn't the greatest, but I thought I was, like, a prodigy when it came to, like, first-person shooters. When COD Elite was a thing, I tried playing that, too. Which was basically, like, Modern Warfare's version of, like, competitive Call of Duty. But just like nowadays, I just can't compete with a lot of like games and people that play stuff like that now. Destiny 2 was definitely one of those games where I was like, wow, I'm not as good as I thought I once was. I was getting stomped in that game left and right. Alright, so if I remember correctly, I gotta work my way back to the hospital. I was also just extremely competitive growing up, too. I was always challenging people to, like, matches and stuff. me and my friends were always just like competing in Halo, Call of Duty, just like whatever game we played. I'm definitely more of just like a casual gamer now. I'm not really into multiplayer stuff as much as I used to be. Oh, excuse me.
Cheryl!
At least this time, this section of the game is running like way better. This was one of the spots where I had a lot of performance issues last time with. Alright, so we're definitely going to want to save in here first, because we got a boss fight down there. I wonder if the guys at work think I skipped work to like play my Xbox or something. I didn't end up going to work today because my mother's out of town, and me and my fiance only have the one vehicle, so normally she brings me back and forth to work. But she's out of state right now, going to some concert. I forgot to who. And so I had no ride for today and tomorrow. So I decided it would have just been easier for me to just to take those days off instead. Man, the bosses in this game are super easy. Sometimes I wish Resident Evil would have learned from the boss fights in this game. Just the boss fights in the original, like, RE game are just so spongy and just very annoying to deal with unless you know they're coming and have a surplus of just, like, your ammo for your best weapons, basically. But yeah, some of my friends at work knew that I was supposed to be getting my new Xbox today and stuff. And so I'm just curious that they thought I skipped out just to play games and stuff. Which, honestly, I'm not really too concerned about it. I don't really want to be there much longer anyways. Oh, there's no reason for me to go over that way. I've been trying to leave that place for a while, though. The way they just treat everyone is kind of disgusting. Thankfully, I have thankfully, I have ammo to deal with this area. Since I primarily used my melee weapon throughout the hospital. Because honestly, fighting the nurses with the like metal pipe and the hammer was just way easier. You know, the post office right here is a red building, but I don't think you can go inside of it. Oh, it's because it's where the stairs are located. I see now. Never mind, that's right. There's the boss fight on the roof of the post office. Oh, so you guys like that sweet-ass dodge I did there? Alright, so now we're back at the hospital for part 2. Which is where the other puzzles come in.
Harry!
Mason.
Glad you're okay.
Thank God you came back. I was scared to be here all alone.
I'm here now. I was worried too. I'm real happy to see you. Lisa, can you tell me how to get to the lake?
The lake? You take Bachman Road.
The road's blocked.
Well, that's the only way out there.
Are you sure? There's gotta be another way.
Wait! I just remembered something!
What?
There's a waterworks over by my old elementary school. It's been abandoned for years. There's an underground
I swear
tunnel
Lisa
out there
only
used
has
for
like 2
inspections or
pitches.
something.
It's either she's yelling
I
or
remember
she's
hearing it
whispering
runs
like
all the
her
way to the
dialogue.
lake.
There's not like a
Really?
happy middle ground.
You think I can get to the lake from there?
I've never been down in there myself, so I'm not positive. Besides, it's all fenced off to keep people out.
If there's a chance, I've got to try.
Harry, don't go! I don't want to be alone. It's so scary, I can't stand it.
How about coming with me? This may not be the safest place in the world either. I can't promise you anything, but I'll do my best to protect you.
No. Somehow I feel I'm not supposed to leave this place. Oh, Harry, I'm so scared. I'm cold.
I hope, honestly, this is something I was just thinking about
Just wait here
when
a little
we were
longer.
talking to Sybil. But I kind of
Be
hope
back
that
as soon
if
as
they
I find
do
my
go
daughter.
through with remastering the
Harry?
rest of the Silent Hill series, at least like the original trilogy, I want there to be a mode where, kind of similar to like Assignment Ada for like Res 4, where you get to see like Sybil's side. You know, like using her to basically travel like back and forth throughout the town. Because I know she says that, like, oh, I'm going to travel over to this next town to radio for, like, police help and stuff like that. I think it'd be interesting to just have, like, a little mini, just, spin-off mode just to see, like, what she was doing in the time that Harry was kind of just doing fuck all, just not listening to her instructions. Alright, so this one I think is the Mothman fight, if I remember. Do we really need it? Not really, but I always like having more, I always like having stuff like that, because that's something I'm always curious about in games, is like, oh man, what was this character doing while I was doing this? Another game I would have liked that for is Gears of War. Because a lot of times in Gears of War, there's like, you'll break apart from like Baird and Cole. Even if it was just like small levels. I would have loved to see like, the game from a different perspective. I always really appreciate games that do that. Alright, so do I go... No, I cross the bridge, that's what I do. I cross the bridge and it should teleport me back to that, like, fence that I can go through. The good old sewer levels. I actually can't believe how much handgun bullets I have for just going to the hospital with a melee weapon. I still don't know how I ran out of ammo for myself that quickly. But we have the liquid, so I'm able to save Sybil. The only thing I have to do to make it a bad plus to a good plus is I have to find the vial at the motel. Because that was something I never did last time, but I also didn't have a map either of that location. Oh, there we go. Now I can probably break it. So, like, I knew what I had to do because, again, very similar to when I was playing the Res 2 remake. Or, not the remake, the original Res 2. I remembered a lot of the campaign from when I did the Left 4 Dead custom map series, where we played through a recreated version of Left 4 Dead 2. Or, Resident Evil 2. God, I'm getting shit mixed up again. I only remember the motel because of the Silent Hill custom map. Basically is what I was trying to say. Oh, maybe I should just use a gun right here. I wonder what those things are supposed to be. I know they're like humanoid with something, but I can't tell if it's supposed to be like, with the patterns, maybe like a snake or like a lizard. Oh, I don't have a map of this area. But yeah, I don't know if it's supposed to be like a snake, a lizard, like a frog man or something like that. Oh, you know what I just realized? I don't think these guys, have any sort of static or trigger or anything with my, portable radio. I don't know if I ever picked up on that last time. To be fair, I think that's why these dudes always caught me by surprise. Also, I do apologize if I sound like a depressed piece of shit last stream. I just had a lot of stuff going on mentally that I'm not really gonna go into on stream. I don't really like talking about my mental health or just how I'm doing in general. But I know it probably made last stream kind of a slog, and although I do try my best, sometimes I'm just not very good at hiding it. As I've gotten older, I find it harder to kind of hide away stuff like that now. There was a sewer map connecting to a resort area. I still would have had no idea to interact with this. Other than that, like, it kind of looked like a key rack the first time we played this. I think I just gotta wait for him to come down. Oh shit, I didn't realize my health was that low. But yeah, even today, I was kind of down in the dumps a little bit. Yeah, mainly just because it's super hot, and my daughter was just not having it today. She was not a happy camper. But I got to thinking a little bit about, like, what I was going to do with the channel and the future of, like, the Twitch channel. And I guess the YouTube channel by extension, because both of my content is on both of those. And just, like, my goal the whole time was working towards affiliates. But once I was actually able to achieve that, I was like, shit, now I kind of just, like, I don't really know what to do now. I had a clear picture and, like, I had a goal in mind. But now I was just very unsure of what to do. It's just like, do I just treat everything like it's business as usual? I just really didn't know, like... I just really didn't know what I should strive for next. I talked to a couple of my friends, I asked some people for opinions and stuff like that. And a lot of my friends are just like, you should do follower goals and stuff like that. So maybe your next goal is getting to, like, 250, like, followers or something like that. Which, as much as I can see the wisdom in that, and I do appreciate them for giving me advice, my follower count and, like, the number has never really, like, bothered me too much. I'm totally fine with having a small channel. I've talked about it numerous times before, where I actually prefer having a smaller channel because I think it's easier to, like, manage overall. I don't have to, like, get mods and stuff to moderate or to be in chat to keep an eye on everything. I can kind of just respond to everybody. I can block people, like, instantly if any asshole comes in, like, starting trouble or anything. I can be very hands-on where I'm at right now. But anyways, before I start trailing off on useless shit again, that was pretty much what I was just worried about. Was just no sense of direction. But I think currently right now my goal is, I'm gonna take their advice. I'm gonna set a follower goal to 250, which I think is what my little goal at the top of the stream is anyways, is 250. And I told myself, once we reach that goal, I'm going to create a Discord. Because I feel like that's probably the next logical step, is having some sort of, like, platform to interact with people from stream and stuff like that. I mean, I guess I could theoretically do a, like, Discord right now. But I wanted to wait for the 250 just for, I guess, just a little bit of incentive. And me personally, I'm not really a big Discord guy. I don't really like using Discord. I don't really know how to use a lot of the ins and outs of Discords. A lot of the Discord servers that I've joined have just been dead, or are just like so large that you can't really get anything in edgewise or really strike up any conversations. Half the time, like, the person in question that owns the Discord never actually, like, interacts with the Discord. So I just didn't want to create something like that for me to just never use it. And, like, I'm okay telling stories about, like, my upbringing and just, like, me in general on stream. But I am a very private person at the same time. I don't really talk about myself much or really interact with anybody outside of, like, streaming. Or, I guess, in the real world as it is, too. Most of the people I know are just acquaintances. I don't really have, like, a lot of friends or anything like that, people I really associate with anymore. I'm just either on bad terms with a lot of them or just didn't really want them anymore. Just kind of fell apart and stuff like that. I still think the sound effects for these things, when they're just walking around, kind of just sounds like booze. I should stream some games on the Switch eventually, speaking of booze and Nintendo stuff. You know, I bought a Switch for my fiance, but very much like the PlayStation I bought her. She rarely ever touches the damn thing. The Switch has more or less just been for Alice. We downloaded, like, some kids' coloring app on there, and so she'll play on it from time to time. But other than that, the poor thing doesn't seem very much use.